Right, hi there YouTube, and how are we all doing? In this episode today, we are going to be taking a preview look at the Cyborg kit. Alright, this is for pen testing, and it's an EDC kit. And what I like about it is the fact that it's all cut down. It's designed to be as fully functional as possible, but with the minimum that's needed to get a job done. Now, I myself am a cyborg. We'll go into that. I'll show you the demonstration of one of the implants anyway later on. That's in the hand. All right. So you get to see all that. You're going to get a preview of the kit, what's in it, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm wearing it. That's coming up all on today's show. So kick back, grab a drink of choice, and let's go.
Be strong.
Right, so here we are. We are wearing the Cyborg kit for pen testers, version 1 in beta. Alright, quick little profile now of what it looks like while I'm wearing it. Okay, so it's in this crossbody sort of sling bag form. Alright, you'll see that I've got a phone here. We'll go into this more in a moment. But if we turn to the side, it looks like this. If I turn to the back, it looks like this. To the side, yada, yada, yada. Okay? It is high profile and it is somewhat tactical, but it is comfy and it doesn't move around an awful lot. It does a little bit because of the phone. But that being said, that's the kit. Alright? That's pretty much the form factor. We're going to have a look at some of the tools and the equipment that's in this now. But it only seems fitting to focus on the very first device that's here. So let's do that now. Alright? And then what we'll do is move over to examine the rest of the kit. So what I can do is I've got a pull tab here, so I can just pull that down and pull the phone out. Now the phone is a OnePlus 7 Pro and it's running Kali Net Hunter. Okay, now what I can do with this, let's go into here. I've got all of my functionality there on Kali Net Hunter. But what I like about this, and particularly the reason why it's here, is I can copy RFID tags and then slap them straight onto my hand like so, because I am implanted. There you go, it picks it up, right? So already, before we even do anything, I've got a convenient hacking device straight here. Right? That's the first thing. And it's nice and easily accessible. So if I come across an RFID tag in a hurry, boom, phone's out, phone's open, run up NFC Tools Pro or whatever I want, slap it straight on the hand. Come on, pick me up. There we are. And I can copy, read and write NFC tags on the go. I've not seated that phone in properly. Like I said, this is still version 1 at the moment. So that's the first part. Now what we're going to do is have a look at what's in the bag and why it's particularly good. So let's go. Okay, so what we're looking at here is the main bag itself. Alright, let's start with the main compartment, because that's where most of the gear actually is for this pack. It's dual zip, so it pulls down. Now, the first thing out is what we have here. Nearly dropped it. Luckily it's in a hard shell case. Is a Flipper Zero. Very, very handy bit of equipment if I need a Flipper Zero for anything. All right. The second thing that I have in here is this guy, which is the porter pack from Hack RF1. Now, at some point, I'm going to go into these a little bit more. All right, into these devices a bit more. But as you get the point, right, I can analyze and detect radio frequencies, so on and so forth. So I have a porter pack here as well. Right, with a removable antenna, so I can chuck on one for analysing Wi-Fi, which is the antenna here. So that goes in. All right. The computer itself is the heart of the kit. Now, it's got all of my necessary ports on here. This is still version 1 because I'm still currently trying to work out on what more I want to do with this. It's running Windows 11 at the moment. Let's power it on. And while that's booting up, we'll go over some of the other stuff as well. So the last item in here, in the main compartment, is this. So it's a ProtoArch wireless keyboard and mouse. All right. Now, yeah, I get it. I could cut this down even further and go for something smaller, but I want the full functionality of being able to type. So the keyboard and mouse essentially looks like this. So that all folds out. We'll come back to the computer in just a moment. And there is the keyboard and mouse. Now, the computer is booted up, so let me just log in. And it's running Windows 11. I can turn it side on. I can do all of that. It's got Teraterm, Wireshark and VMware Workstation on there. So I can basically run Kali Linux from a virtual machine. Now, I don't particularly really want to be doing that. So version 2, or at least when the kit's no longer in beta, I'm going to have it running side by side, already installed. But more about the computer itself. It's running an N100 processor in it with 16 gig of RAM and 1 terabyte of onboard storage, and the battery life on it is a whopping 6 hours. It's got all of your necessary ports, so I've got 2 LAN ports on here, as you can see, so one for inbound and one for outbound. I've got an HDMI port, 2 USB 3 slots, a USB-C output, and the input for the DC 12 volt lines. On the other side, the other side, I've got a headphone jack, 2 USB 2s, and a Kensington lock. And then obviously that's just for your cooling. Now, more about the machine as well. What I like about it is it's cut down, but I needed something with USB LAN ports. Sorry, not USB LAN ports, just LAN ports. Now, the whole purpose of this is so I can have one side as incoming and another side as outgoing, fire up Wireshark and capture packets over Ethernet. Now, the other benefit, I can do man-in-the-middle attacks with that. And also, I can do that via Wi-Fi because it's Wi-Fi enabled. So, yeah, not quite sure yet whether that's going to work with Kali Linux. But if not, then I've always got ways around that. So I'll either just carry a separate Wi-Fi adapter, or I'll change the chipset with inside the computer itself. So that's the machine. And then, of course, inside the bag as well, I carry the power adapter for that computer. And that is pretty much all that's in the main compartment. So we'll just pull that out as well. Yeah, there's nothing else. Is there? Is there? Oh no, sorry, we've got a tablet. This one is a Nexus 7. I forgot all about that actually, and the battery is now nearly flat, I think. This one also runs Kali Net Hunter. Let's see if it boots up, which it does. Right? So I can do all sorts of pen tests and hacks using this guy. We'll just let that boot up, but that's kind of self-explanatory, really. But yeah, there it is. That's booted. Net Hunter. This is probably going to crap out on me now. But yeah, I have a tablet for that as well. So I can do bad USB attacks, Metasploit, Nmap scans. The same thing as the mobile phone can that you saw earlier on. But that can be done as well. Then I have, in the top part here, extendable Ethernet cable. Alright, so it's retractable. Completely so. That goes with the PC. So I can just plug that in like so. I've turned the PC on again. Let's press and hold that power button right quick. I have two of those. That's in the kit. I also have a further RFID reader, which I can plug into a USB port of that machine and capture RFID tags that way as well. I also have USB to Type-C cable, a power bank, and a Type-C to USB output connector. And then what I've also got in here as well is a Proxmark. Now, as I said, I'm implanted, so this tool is sniffing, reading and cloning of RFID tags. There it is in here. So the cabling, the unit itself, along with spare cards for the cloning and copying of RFID and NFC tags. Then, of course, pretty much another spare cable. And that is just about it for this kit. And then, of course, if I turn the bag around, I've got the smartphone as we featured earlier on. Right, so there we are. That was just a quick preview of what is inside version 1.0 in terms of the Beta Cyborg ethical hacking kit. That's what's in it. Got a bit more work to do on it. But once it's all done, this is just a pre-release, as I said, to, what's inside the kit. But once it's all done, we'll do a full unveiling and we'll go more in depth in it. But for now, that's the end of the video. I hope you like, comment, share and subscribe. As always, get the bell on and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers, bye.